All right, I think I am live. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay, I am Alexandra, and I am the founder of Awaycations Travel. Before we actually get started, I just want to check to make sure that I'm live because I think I am. And I also want to just verify that I sound good and that you can hear me. So just hold on one second. Let me just double check. All right, I just sent a message to my daughter so she can just confirm for me. If you are here, I would love to know. Just let me know in the chat that you're here. Um, Let me know where you're from. All right. So I am a travel advisor. Like I said before, my name is Alexandra, and the name of my company is Awaycations Travel. I help people plan stress-free travel without all the overwhelm. Um, sorry. All right, looks like I have one viewer. Don't be shy. Say hello if you're there. Um, and if you happen to catch this, on a replay, I would love to, get to know you. Feel free to, drop your location, where you're from. Um, and I will definitely be responding to any questions that you may have based off of the conversation we're having here today. So, with that being said, I just want to kind of go into a little bit about why I or not necessarily why, but sorry, who I am. So just a little bit about me. I work full time in um, retail leadership to be exact, and I am a mom. And I get it. Life gets busy, and I know what it feels like to desperately want to take a break, but not always having the time or the energy to plan something. So that's essentially why I actually started this business, because I have a real love and desire for traveling, whether it's to see different places, to experience different cultures. And do not get me started about food. Okay. I am a foodie. I love to eat. Um, if it's a food truck, I'm there. I'm interested in pairing like different wines and foods and just experiencing different cultures. So that is a little bit about me. I also love taking my daughter with me, and I think for me that's one of the most rewarding experiences because she gets to go to places that as a kid I didn't get to go to. So we've been to places like Jamaica, we've been to Puerto Rico together. We're actually going on our first cruise, and we'll be going to the Bahamas, and just going out there and seeing different places. And so I come from a really big family, and we are spread out all over the place. And so travel gives me a good excuse to bring everybody together. And so for a while, that was one of the things that I enjoyed doing, and I still do. I enjoy organizing trips for both friends and family members. And, over time, I said to myself, why not make it official? So here we are. Okay. And so, again, if you're here, do not be afraid to say hello. Let me know if you have, places that you desire to travel or even places that you've been to. Let me know in the comments. So, Let me clarify what I do because I think that's where there's a lot of confusion when it comes to travel advisors. And I don't want you thinking that all we do is just send you links and wish you luck because it's a lot more than that. Okay. As a travel advisor, I specialize in bundling packages. I do all inclusive resorts and also curated group escapes. So, my whole goal is really to remove decision fatigue and to make the process more simple for you. I help you to narrow down your options based on what actually matters to you. And I make all those, logistical choices for you, or I'll help you, narrow down your choices. I also help you to avoid making costly mistakes that nobody tells you until it's entirely too late. Um, so, an example of a costly mistake may be you are getting ready to go on a trip and you're deciding to plan something at the very last minute. And, flights are really expensive. Maybe the location of the resort that you want to go to doesn't really have good reviews. So, those are things that I kind of help you narrow down your search. I'm the person that's doing all the research on the back end. So, you don't have to. Um, and then when it comes to who I work with people who are trying to balance, their careers, their families, people that have, personal goals, individuals who are financially ready to travel, but mentally you're overwhelmed by the planning part. If this is something that's relatable to you, I would love to know. Let me know if that is you. And look at that. I actually have someone commenting. Hold on one second. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Aw. um, so kind of just getting back to who I help. If you are someone who loves the idea of getting away but you hate the process of planning, then you are in the right place. You don't need to be, you don't have to have it all figured out. Planning a trip is not something that requires you to have it all figured out in a day. Like, I'm here. We can take that time because making that memory at the end of the day is what's more important, right? You just need to be someone who values your time and wants the help in making sure that we get your desires and everything together. Okay. So now, one of the things that a lot of people ask as far as a travel advisor is, how do you stay sharp? How do you stay in the know? Because this industry is forever changing constantly. So I am someone who's always actively in training programs. I'm researching vendors. I'm comparing packages. I'm also staying up on destination updates as well as policy changes. I study tools. I talk to suppliers. I read the fine print so that you don't have to. I mentioned before earlier that I am going on a cruise, and this is our first cruise. And so I'm actually going on Royal Caribbean, and on the back end they have training that travel advisors take as well. And so I'm learning about the different types of restaurants. I'm learning about the internet packages. I'm learning about the different rooms that you can stay in, the shows that they offer, when we go on certain ports. What type of experiences you can get, all the fun things even for the kids, um, whether it be daycare, all that good stuff. And so my goal is to be that subject matter expert when it comes to that. So again, I am constantly learning and sharpening my tools so that I can be that expert for you guys. So, what can you expect from these lives? We're going to talk, group trip strategies. We're going to talk about clear budget confusion. We're going to also maybe even bust some travel myths and definitely do some Q&A on any questions that you may have. So, I know I've been talking a lot. Um, and I wanted just to pause for a minute in case anybody has any questions. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see that you had a question. So I am looking for mastering travel with my boys. Would love some recommendation on traveling with neurodivergent children. Oh, yeah. So, there are different activities. I would love to know, are you interested in like maybe a cruise? Would you be up to something different? Like one of the other things that we could look into are some excursions that would benefit your kids. I would love to know. So while you're working on responding to that question, I'm going to just go ahead and continue. But if you are interested in working with me, I am going to drop my inquiry form that's going to be linked in the description for you to fill out and get back to me. Again, no pressure. Tomorrow, I want to pop back in here again, more than likely around 8 o'clock is when I'm going to be here. And I want to go over what are some of the things that cause people to be overwhelmed during the planning of trips. Um, and again, don't hesitate to reach out. All right, guys. Well, if I don't see any more comments, feel free to please do me a favor. I know I'm just starting out. Don't hesitate to subscribe so that you get the latest info, especially when I get back on live. And again, feel free to come with whatever questions that I might be able to answer for you tomorrow. Um, all right. Well, with that said, I am going to be signing off, but thank you.